Today we're going to be talking about how they are rearranging some of the dining venues on the beautiful Sun Princess. I told you about it a while ago when we first found out, but I want to go over it again and just clarify a few things and hopefully share some useful information with you. We're also going to be going over what is going on in Amsterdam. We've got a beautiful ocean liner having her birthday today, and then I feel like we need to talk about onboard spending. Onboard spending is playing a really important role with where the cruise lines are standing these days, and I want to talk to you about it and get your input. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Wednesday. It is August 14th of 2024, and I want to just start at the top and tell you that for some reason today I am really excited to be part of the conversation about cruising and traveling. I'm also really excited to get to go on cruises. It's just a magical way to see the world, and I just want you to know that I am really happy to be here, and I'm really glad you're here with me. So let's start at the top. I want to give you a reminder, if you're new around here especially, that we are doing a group cruise to the Christmas markets on the Danube River, if you can believe it, in 2025. We are going to sail on the beautiful Amma Magna, which is really the flagship of Amma Waterways. So we'll be sailing from Wilshofen, Germany, which is right close. When you look at the map, you've got Munich, and then Wilshofen is right close there down on the Danube River, of course. And we'll be sailing from there over to Budapest, Hungary, stopping at beautiful places to see beautiful places and the Christmas markets there. We're going to have a pre-cruise extension in Prague and a post-cruise extension in Budapest, and you can do those if you want, not if you don't. If you want to do your own thing before or after the cruise, that's okay. And as always with my groups, you can be as involved as you would like or as uninvolved as you would like, whatever you want to do. So if you're interested, let me know. We're getting down to our last few cabins, and so I just wanted to let you know this is going on. If you're interested, you can send me an email, letsgotraveltips@gmail.com. This is not going to be a regular thing on our channel here. If we ever do a Christmas market cruise again, it is going to have to be earlier, closer to the end of November, because too much is going on in the month of December with our family and all of these things happening. But this year, in 2025, it's really going to be magical because we're going to get to go at the height of Christmas time, but we'll still be home in time to celebrate everything that goes with Christmas, with Hanukkah, everything that goes with a special time of year. So just wanted to tell you that. Now, whose birthday is it? Well, today, August 14th, is the beautiful Queen Mary II's birthday. She is 20 years old today, and the beautiful ocean liner that she is, she pulled into Hamburg, Germany this morning. They say that festivities were already underway, so they're having festivities just in the port area there, as well as on board the ship. So they're going to have special invited guests on board. They're going to have music. And then this evening, they are going to actually take the ship out to do some kind of a tour around the harbor area there. So I'm really glad that they're celebrating. It really is a milestone to have such a beautiful ocean liner in service for 20 years, and it looks like her future is very bright, and I wanted to share that with you. Tropical Storm Ernesto is still going on, and I thought I would let you know that more ships are continuing to be impacted by that. The last couple of days I've been talking with you about it, and like I said, cruise ships continue to be impacted. So a lot of the itineraries are originally scheduled to sail in the Eastern Caribbean have been moved to the Western Caribbean, as well as those ships that were able to kind of stay in the region that they wanted to stay in. They've had to kind of rearrange their days in different ports. We're hearing of another ship or two that are going to be back in port a little bit early. And so if you happen to have a Caribbean cruise that is scheduled in the very near future that hasn't sailed yet, you might want to keep your eye on any updates from the cruise line and share those with us if you wouldn't mind as well. But make sure you stay on top of it so that you're in the right place at the right time, as well as knowing what to expect on your cruise. Those dining rooms on the Sun Princess. So Gordon and I, if you're new around here, we had the pleasure of being on the Sun Princess in March. When we were there, the dining rooms were situated the way they still are, but they are going to be changing by October 14th when the ship set sails here in the United States with that Sanctuary collection in full swing. They've announced the Sanctuary collection. You can book the Sanctuary collection. If you happen to be booked in cabins that are going to be in the Sanctuary collection, you get to be in the Sanctuary collection just because you booked those previously. You don't get the Premier package unless you booked it, but you get to be in the Sanctuary and enjoy everything that goes with the Sanctuary collection. Now, along with that, it's caused a shuffle of dining rooms, and not just because they now need a larger area to serve the Sanctuary collection guests, but also I think that they are moving, honestly, some of the dining venues to places that were probably a little bit more appropriate for them from the beginning. So when we were on board, they had this area that is really an extension of the buffet. It looks like an extension of the buffet. It kind of looks like a cafeteria there. And on one side is the Catch by Rudy's, and on the other side is Butcher Block by Dario. And here's how things are going to start moving. So the Butcher Block by Dario is going to move where the Crown Grill is right now. The Crown Grill venue is beautiful. It's really, really very nice. And so the Butcher Block by Dario is going to go there. Honestly, the Butcher Block by Dario, it's another kind of, you would coin it something of a steakhouse. You eat meat there, but it is really a world-class dining venue on board a cruise ship, if you can believe it or not. Dario is a world-renowned butcher, and that the Sun Princess actually has one of his dining venues there as a coup. Other than that, you're going to eat at his place in Tuscany. So it's a really big deal. So I think it is very fitting that they are moving it to that venue. Once they have that Crown Grill on the move, they are going to put that over in the reserve dining room. Now, the reserve dining room, when you go up to where the signature dining room and the reserve dining room is, as you come up to them on the ship, the signature dining room, if I remember correctly, is on the right. The reserve dining room is on the left. So the Crown Grill is going to be where the reserve dining room was, and that was for anyone that had booked a reserve class mini suite. That's who was dining there. Now, the signature dining room was for guests who had booked a suite. And so the Catch by Rudy is going to go into the signature dining room, and then that Sanctuary collection, because now you're going to have more people in that, is going to be on deck 8 there of the main dining room. So the main dining room on the Sun Princess, if you've not looked at the deck plan yet, is really 3 levels. It's deck 6, 7, and 8 aft on the ship. The views are spectacular. They truly are. So deck 6 is for guests who want to come and have that traditional dining experience. They want to have a set table, same wait staff for their whole cruise, same dining time. The next level up, deck 7, is for guests that want to make a reservation or just want to walk up when they want to eat. And then deck 8 currently is kind of like Americana dining room that they've got, that has like kind of a little bit of a different menu for part of the day, that you can get food. You can walk in a little bit more casually dressed. They say you can wear shorts there. So that, since the Sanctuary collection is going to go there on deck 8 where that is located, they are going to move the deck 8 dining area down to the extension area of the buffet, which I think is great. It seems like it'll work really well there. Another quick note for you is on deck 8 there, in that what will be the Sanctuary dining room is over in the corner, kind of, is where they have the dining venue set up for Spellbound. I haven't heard of anything about that moving, and so we'll just keep our eye out, and you all who sail on her right away can let me know. But I thought it would be really helpful for all of you to kind of think about the changes that they are making to do not only with the Sanctuary dining room, but also to accommodate really some of the very special dining venues that they've got on board. Now, if any of you caught Dawn's video the other day about trying to make reservations in the app, trying to make reservations period, I kind of agree. I do agree with him. It's really hard a lot of the time to get the dining reservations that you want. Either the app isn't working right, or I don't know why it is so hard. And so I am really looking forward. I'm hoping that Princess is looking at getting that fixed. If they're going to have some of these world-class dining venues available on board the ship, they've also got Love by Brito, but it's going to stay where they have put it. That restaurant came late, but at least it's there. And it has a beautiful venue as well. It's up on, I believe, 17, and Afton, it has beautiful views as well. And so I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get everything going so that we can make our reservations, we can dine in all these wonderful places, and have the experience that we're hoping for when we book a cruise on the beautiful Sun Princess. Now, let's talk about what is going on in Amsterdam. So Amsterdam has been in the news coming and going for quite some time now about wanting to not quite allow so many cruise ships. Cruise ships call in Amsterdam, and riverboats call in Amsterdam. And because of the changes going ahead, they are going to limit the number of ships that are in port. But they are putting that into action, rolling forward. But very recently, they have had a hard time with activists actually making it so that either cruise ships are delayed getting into the port there in Amsterdam, or they actually haven't been able to go. So Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas was supposed to call there in Amsterdam on August 10th. And there were demonstrators there in the port that made it so they couldn't get in, and they ended up disembarking there in a port, and I don't know how to say it, so I'll spell it for you. IJMUIDEN, and so they ended up debarking there, and then they also embarked passengers there, so they actually had to bus their guests because of that change. Here's what really stood out to me, though. Do you know how many activists were there? 7. So think about that while I tell you about the next story. Regent also has a ship that was impacted, and it says the Seven Seas Mariner, which we all know is a luxury cruise ship. They only had 700 guests on board. They were delayed trying to get into the town that's IJMUIDEN because there was a blockade. You wonder, well, how many people were doing that blockade? 8. And so it's a really interesting story to me that in a place that they're already working to make it so that not so many cruise ships come, that so few people are able to have such a big impact. Why am I talking to you about this? Because I think it's really important that you know what's going on. If you have a cruise that is supposed to be going in or out of Amsterdam or the other town that I've spelled for you twice now, you might want to just be prepared for delays. I do know, like I mentioned, that there are a lot of cruise lines that won't be calling in Amsterdam or the other port quite as much. I know that some of the river cruises are going to be looking at other places along the river to use as well. I've read about that quite a bit. And so I thought I would just bring you up to date. It's just a heads up if you're due to go in or out of those ports in the near future, or maybe in like the distant future too. I don't know. So let's talk about onboard spending. So onboard spending, and tell me what you think about everything I talk about. I love to read your comments. So before I tell you about onboard spending though, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please hit that subscribe button? I keep telling everyone we are trying to get to 25,000 subscribers by the time we get on the beautiful Love Boat Cruise on the Enchanted Princess, and that's August 31st. So thank you, and you're going to want to stay here anyway because we have the best Let's Go family. What a wonderful community here. We've got a Facebook group. If you haven't joined us there yet, come and join us. We'd love to have you. It's Let's Go Travel Tips over on Facebook. Alrighty, so onboard spending. There have been reports, just really a lot of consecutive quarters since things really got back in the full swing. Once everything kind of got to the point with COVID that it was a little bit behind us. And doesn't mean that I don't think anybody gets COVID now. I know they do. But when we got to the point that cruise ships were able to sail kind of as we thought before COVID, kind of look at it this way. So ever since then, onboard spending always comes up whenever cruise lines release their quarterly reports, when they talk about their projected earnings. And it is really because we are in unprecedented territory as far as onboard spending. So I thought I would share a little bit of what they're talking about, as well as some of my thoughts, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So recently, Norwegian announced the fact that their onboard spending is up, what they are saying, 30%. And when they compare the onboard spending and they say that it's up 30%, it's when they compare it with 2019. But at the same time, like I said, consecutive quarters, it keeps on increasing. And they say that they don't see any softening of that market at all. They also talk about the fact, as the other cruise lines do as well, that when people pre-book spending on board. So you go on the app and you book yourself an excursion or you book yourself a spa appointment. All of these different activities that you can book before you get on board, like specialty dining, whatever, you are more likely to spend more money on board while you're on your cruise than people that don't do that. Did you know that? And so this is what they are owing a lot of their increase in revenue to, is the fact that onboard spending is so strong. So that really helps them out. They are sailing with fuller ships, and so that's a good sign. But in addition to getting that cruise fare, they are also getting a lot as far as onboard spending goes. I thought I would tell you what Carnival Corp says. Carnival Corp just... Wait, I lost my... Oh, here we go. Carnival Corp announced that they estimate that their onboard spending per passenger per day, and this is just an average, was at $83.41. So that gives them a net. What they earn on that $83.41 is $57.57, and that's for the second quarter that just ended on May 31st of 2024. And I know that most quarters, you think of January, February, March, April, May, June. Some quarters are different with companies depending on what their fiscal year looks like, okay? And then in 2019, though, their onboard estimated spending per passenger was at about $66.25, and of that, their net revenue was $44.97. So things are really up across all of them. Royal Caribbean was the same. They estimated that their per passenger spending right now is $92.44, and they net $74 of that. So when you think about your onboard spending, I would really be interested to know. Tell me in the comments what you spend money on. I'll tell you what I spend money on to get us started here. So often we will try specialty dining. We do that a little bit less when we go on a group cruise because I feel like we need to eat with our guests in the main dining room. But we do, this last cruise that we were just on to Alaska, one evening we did Spellbound. Sorry. That would have been a trick because there is no Spellbound on the Discovery Princess. We did 360 and we really enjoyed it. It was very nice. And so we did that. Some other things that I spend money on is sometimes I get my hair done. Every once in a while, Gordon gets a massage. Sometimes if I see something in the gift shop that I want, I get that. Those are the main things I would say in addition to excursions. Yeah, I guess that's what we spend our money on. And so let me know in the comments what you spend your money on. And if you see any different patterns in your spending habits, how's that? I don't see a lot of habit difference in my spending habits. I feel like it's the same all the time. But let me know what you see on what you think as far as your onboard spending looks like. And there's not a right or a wrong about this, by the way. Oh, and I forgot. And if I don't have a package, then I buy drinks. And it depends on the cruise if I buy a package or not. Okay, as far as like a beverage package or whatever. So, yeah, that's what I spend our money on. I look forward to hearing what you spend your money on. And are you looking to spend more or less when you're on a cruise ship? Let us know that as well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the fun. I look forward to seeing you here again tomorrow. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.